you are also the winner of the King's Trust National Enterprise Award. How do you feel about that?
Oh my God.
Brandon, welcome to Happy Place. I'm so glad to meet you.
Me too. Well, I'm glad to meet you. Thank you for the opportunity. I've been looking forward to this ever since I was invited. So.
Well, I just want to get to know you more and what you've been up to more. I want to hear about your business. But before we get on to that, I'd love to know about your life before the King's Trust and how you were coping. Because I know that you applied for hundreds and hundreds of jobs and were rejected every time. And I'm imagining that was a pretty tricky soul-destroying era of your life.
Soul destroying is actually a really apt way of putting it. I don't actually know how long I was unemployed for. People ask me, can you actually work it out? And I try and work it out, and then I realise actually no, that's wrong. And yeah, I applied for hundreds of jobs. I think if you looked at all my applications on LinkedIn, Indeed, JobSwipe, all of them, CV Library, you'd be up to at least 1,000. But
Really?
I don't know for definite. I think it's got to be up that way somewhere. So yeah, so I was quite fortunate in that when I left the college, I went to the Royal National College for the Blind in Hereford. But when I left, I went into a what they call a kickstart vacancy, and that is, as it sounds, to help kickstart your career with a company called Skill Tech Training. The contract was only 6 months, so I left there, joined another organisation which I left after a short time, and then I think, yeah, that's when the job hunt started.
Yeah,
it was hard.
I bet it was. I mean, it seems like there's just not much for support for visually impaired people in the workplace.
That's what it felt like. So one interview I went to, I remember very vividly. It was online. My mum was in the next room, and afterwards she said, "You did really well. You know, it sounded good. You could have said this, this, and this." I thought, well, this is good because this is what I need. It's sort of feedback I need.
Yeah.
And I got an email the day after saying, "Yeah, you came across really well in your interview. Thank you for your application. However, we don't feel that you could work with effectively with Excel and data management and databases." And considering that they had asked me the day before, they'd actually said, well, how would you use various applications and how did your software work and can you work with images? And I said yes and gave detailed answers as to how I would do that. They then came and said, well, because of your visual impairment, we don't feel that you could do it. And it was so frustrating for me that because I thought, well, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
You know, I have the qualifications, the skills. Maybe not the experience back then, but yeah, it's just. I always thought if you can't take me on, how am I going to get the experience? Because that was another thing, experience.
Yeah, exactly. And also just really hard for you to have to keep picking yourself up and then trying again and reaching out to people. Yeah. That's really, really hard.
It was. Yeah, it was. But luckily I've got a really good family, so yeah. They pulled me out of it.
Good, I'm so glad. What made you initially reach out to the King's Trust?
So it's quite funny actually because I was in the job centre working with my work coach, and we decided to meet so that she could help me with an application for the civil service, which, as it happened, got me a job, and I was there for nearly 2 years. But that's a different story. So we work on that application, and I was just thinking, I said to her, half joking, I said, all I need is one piece of equipment, and I could set up my own business. So she's tapping away at her computer, and then half an hour, she said, give it half an hour and you'll have a call from the Prince's Trust, as it was then, now the King's Trust. You'll have a call, and they'll get you on the enterprise program, and they'll get you setting up your own business. And that's how it happened. So they rang me and said, what would you like to do? So I said, well, I've had this idea for a while, all things Dotty, transcription service providing mainly Braille menus, and at the time it was primarily greetings cards. But I said I wanted to expand into all sorts of different avenues, like Braille menus. And they said, yep, fine, we can get you on the enterprise course. Next one's in, whenever it was, March or something, I think it was. And that's that, we'll get you set up. And that was that. I haven't looked back since.
I mean, how incredible. What was that experience like, taking part in the enterprise program? What did you learn? What did you take from it? What was the sort of value in it for you?
I was really lucky because a member of the King's Trust team in Plymouth modified the course materials for me so that I could read them, use them independently. So for me, for the first time, I was taking part in a course that I knew could change my life without any barriers.
Yeah.
Just as a sighted person would. And for me, it gave me a sense of freedom, a real sense of freedom. And I asked questions, and I asked for clarifications, and they went through it, and they went through it at good speed. So I learned how to do a business plan, a really good business plan. I learned how to work with the financial aspect of running a business and not panic about it, which is it's always helpful, because that can be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I learned what support was out there for people like myself as well. So it was a really, really good course to go on. I thoroughly recommend it for anybody who has an idea, disabled or otherwise. Just give it a shot.
Yeah, without a doubt. Tell us about your mentor as well.
So Mike, my mentor is called Mike. He's absolutely fantastic. We met a few weeks after the enterprise course. I really quickly done a business plan. I'd done a level 3 business qualification, so I already had a template for a business plan on my system. And funny enough, I already had some of the data filled in. So I edited that, modified it, double checked it, and sent it off. So I met Mike pretty quickly after the enterprise course, and he'd done his research. He knew how to greet me, how to explain and describe things, what to say. I see my visual impairment as a bit of a joke. I won't lie to you. I always make jokes about it, which people don't appreciate. But that's the best way to go, isn't it? But Mike just takes that and joins in. Yeah. So we've now become really good friends as well as mentor and mentee.
That's so great.
And we do all sorts together. We've been to London a few times. We've been to Comic-Con, London Comic-Con. We've been to... I actually sat in a Dalek.
Yes, I love it.
actually sat in a Dalek, went exterminate, and it's all because Mike actually went up to him and said he's a big fan. Can he ever go? So, yeah, brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
That's so great.
So, yeah. We've done all sorts.
That's
and the
amazing.
business now, he's fully involved in the business. He helped me find my first premises. Yeah, big shout out to Mike, because this wouldn't be possible without you.
Yeah, big shout out to Mike. I mean, what you've achieved is incredible in a short space of time. When did that idea for your business first land? Because, I understand there are many frustrations for you as a visually impaired person where you want that independence and it's not there. But to have an idea that is going to support so many people, but is so creative at the same time, where did that come from?
A few different things, really. So I quite often go out for meals with my family. And everywhere we go, we always say, do you have a Braille menu? Because ordering from a Braille menu, for me, is like ordering from a print menu for a sighted person. You can order, decide what you want by yourself. You can have a conversation at the table while you're working out what you want. The only place that ever said yes was a Pizza Hut. And it was actually the waitress that came over to us and said, would you like a Braille menu? So of course we said yes, please. And that felt so good, because it was the first time I'd been able to order my own food. Without mum saying, oh, Brandon, what do you fancy? There's omelettes, there's meat dishes, there's mixed grills. I could actually read through and figure out what I wanted for myself. And it's liberating. It's independence. Yeah. And that's what All Things Dotty is all about. Yeah. So there was that side of things. But obviously after that, we've always asked, do you have a Braille menu? And they've all said no. Small restaurants and big chains have all said no. Yeah. So that was that. And then... the other idea was that I couldn't read my own birthday cards. So I'd always get a lot of birthday and Christmas cards, but could never read them. So obviously people would read them out to me, but then after that I couldn't read them for myself. So that's when it started, really. The idea landed in lockdown. Yeah. I experimented, and quite frankly, they were awful.
Why? What went wrong? What happened?
Because I didn't know how to downscale the images. I didn't have the right equipment. I'd been working on different pieces of artwork for years, putting them together on what they call the Perkins, which is a Braille typewriter. So doing it all by hand, I absolutely loved it. But if you can imagine a Christmas tree, imagine a Christmas tree. You've got one half of the Christmas tree on one side of the page,
right,
and the other side of the Christmas tree on the other side of the page, and it was a big document.
Yeah.
Just in between sort of A4 and A3.
Okay.
It was awful.
It's a big Christmas card.
Yeah. And Mum said, well, not everybody wants to buy a Christmas card that big. And I said, well, I don't know how I'm going to downsize it.
That's brilliant.
So obviously, after experimenting, I just thought, now I'm going to close it, But then the King's Trust came along and brought it all to life. And Mike's had all these wonderful ideas and helped me find images for the front covers. And then at the time, I was still doing the inserts on the Perkins. But we were doing it all together, and we experimented together, and he knew how to downsize the pictures. And now, obviously, it's a completely different ball game. So we've got a printed cover on the outside, and on the inside is a tactile version of the front cover.
Oh, that's so
it's completely
lovely.
compact, just like a normal card.
Yeah, that's great.
Menus and cards is where it all started, I think.
That's incredible. I mean, at first, obviously, you were doing all of this work with the enterprise course and working out your business plan alongside your actual job. But now you're full-time, all things Dotty.
Yes, at the time I just left. When did I do the enterprise course? Yeah, at the time, I think I was working part-time for the RNIB. So my unemployment was broken up by a contract with the RNIB. I think it was only like a 3 or 4 month contract, which was extended. But it was only part-time, so I still had a lot of time for job search. So I did the enterprise course in amongst that. Then in April, I started up the business. And then in the July, I started at the job centre, which was my full-time job. So for quite a while, I was running my business in the evenings and working full-time during the day as well.
Yeah, that's full on.
So it was full on, and I had no time to myself, no time to do anything for myself. But all I could think of was the end result. I can leave the job centre, which I have now done, thank goodness. We're all celebrating. And yeah, it's all things Dotty. We've got our own premises. I'm in the office every day, and I'm loving every minute of it.
God, I bet you are. I mean, to have brought that idea to life, for it to be a thriving business,
but
it's amazing.
It wouldn't have happened without the King's Trust.
Yeah.
If I hadn't spoken to the King's Trust, if they hadn't said, oh yeah, we'll modify the materials, if I hadn't met Mike, none of it would have happened.
Oh,
I maybe would have tried, but without the equipment, the resources, the grants, the help, it wouldn't have got anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, what are your plans for it now? I'm sure you just want to keep growing it bigger and bolder and brighter.
Absolutely, yes. So we want to get more visually impaired people sort of in on it.
Yeah.
We need to raise awareness. We need to get as many visually impaired people looking at all things Dotty as possible.
Yeah.
Because we do Braille, large print and audio. We can transcribe any document you want into any format.
It's incredible.
So we need more people really to say, yeah, okay, I could do with this, please. Can you come and have a look at it? So we want the individuals to come and have a look at the cards, have a look at the books.
Yeah.
We can do all sorts of things. We do colouring books as well.
Yeah.
But mainly we want to get into restaurant chains.
So really, you need big restaurants to take notice of this and to get in touch and to get Braille menus.
Yeah, exactly. So a Braille menu is a must really, because I always say to people, put yourself in a visually impaired person's shoes. If there's any restaurant chain owners listening out there, think of this. You lose your sight. You love your food. You walk into a restaurant, you're going to meet a friend there, and they say, have you got a Braille menu? And they say no. How does that make you feel? Because now you're relying on them to read the menu out to you.
Yeah.
Or even if you went into a restaurant and they said, sorry, we don't do print menus, you only do Braille. How would that make you feel?
Yeah.
It's a complete reversal, but just think about it for a minute. So all we need is for them to come in, have a look at what we do. I have actually set up a petition at the moment as well to try and make it a legal requirement for restaurant chains to look at getting a Braille menu.
Yeah.
because it's in the Equality Act, it's in the Equality and Human Rights Commission. It's a human right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just menus, but for signage. You know, road signs, shop signs, toilet signs, hotel signs, hotel welcome packs, things like that. All sorts of things.
So everyone needs to go and check out your website first and foremost.
Absolutely.
So tell us the website. So we've got that in audio form.
The website, the company is called All Things Dotty, and the website is allthingsdottybraille.co.uk.
Well, everyone needs to go and check it out and see the brilliant work you're doing.
Thank you very much. I have got a little story, if you wouldn't mind me.
I would. This is what this space is for. We're here for the storytelling.
So when I won the England King's Trust Enterprise Award, I was invited to Manchester for the ceremony.
By the way, congrats on that.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing.
Thanks. It was brilliant. It
I
was
bet.
brilliant.
How did you feel when you found that news out?
My mind blown. My brain just went, whoa. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I felt so proud of myself and so grateful to the King's Trust and to Mike as well. I was just like, I was buzzing for weeks. And then, of course, after the ceremony as well, I was just in my own little world. I love it.
Yeah.
So we're in Manchester. I'm in a travel lodge, and as you can probably imagine, there's signage and there's welcome packs, and I can't see any of it.
Yep.
I always leave the shower door open just so that the bathroom door open just so that I can hear what's going on around me. And I come out, and the alarms go off. So the fire alarm's going off across the whole hotel.
Oh no.
Everyone's evacuated. People having their breakfast. People
no.
out of their rooms. All out in the car park. And I've got people knocking on my door. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? So, of course, they just got the hotel manager who was not impressed. And then Mike comes in. He says, Brandon, just stay out of the way. Just stay on your bed. You got people coming in your room to try and sort things out. I said, what's going on? And he said, you went to see the sign that says, please keep the door closed to prevent steam setting the fire alarm off.
Oh, no.
So I'm just like...
So you caused a fair amount of drama.
Yeah, I did really. I had all sorts of people knocking on my door. Of course,
Well, I hope that you've alerted that hotel for the need for Braille on that sign.
We did, yes.
I mean, they learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
They really did.
I mean, they haven't contacted us asking for any Braille signage.
Okay, they need to.
But
let's put that out there right now.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do.
So it was, anything can go wrong, can't it? If you can't read the signs or the books or the menus or any of it, something can very easily go wrong.
Well, also, you were leaving the door open because that's what you need, so you can hear what's going on around you.
Yeah, and I'm in my own private space. I'm in my own private bedroom, so,
Well, let's hope they get in touch pretty soon. They need to go and check out your website. It's so brilliant. You getting not only this sense of pride, like you were saying, at the regional awards for the Enterprise Award at the King's Trust. That is a brilliant moment for you to stop and really think about how much you've achieved and
absolutely
how you're changing things for so many other people out there. And also, I guess, boosting your confidence in terms of where you could take it and what you can do next.
Yeah, it was a shock, to be fair, because I went for the awards ceremony and I had people from all over the place telling me how wonderful it is and how much of a good job and how well I'm doing. And I'm thinking, I never realised how much of a difference I am actually making to people's lives. I just get on and do it because I enjoy it and because I know that one day I am going to make a difference. And I always think if I make a difference to one person's life, I've achieved something.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you're changing a lot of people's lives, which is amazing.
I like to think so. Yeah.
You are, Brandon. And that's not where it ends, because you are also the winner of the King's Trust National Enterprise Award. How do you feel about that?
Oh, my God. This is absolutely incredible. Oh my God.
What's going through your mind?
Oh. The suspense was killing me. And I kept saying to Mike, I said, I wonder. I said, what's going on? You know, we should know in the next few weeks. I'm just like, yeah, hopefully. And I'm just thinking, have I won it? Because there's a lot of other worthy winners, and I'd like to congratulate everybody else.
Oh, that's lovely. Of you.
That was nominated. I'd like to congratulate the other regional winners, because your stories are incredible, and you've all done an incredible job. So as a result, up against such worthy opponents, I never thought I would be in with a chance. But I've, oh my God.
Yay!
Oh, it's
It's
incredible.
so brilliant.
This is absolutely incredible. This is the proudest moment for me, for all things Dotty, for all of us. And oh my goodness me.
Oh, well, you're unbelievably deserving of the national award. I'm so lucky that I was the one that got to deliver the news. I feel completely honoured, and it's just so impressive what you're doing. It's so wonderful. And I mean, you're going to go and have to get on stage again to get another award.
Wow. Just wow.
Have you got a smart suit?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get the suit out. This is like a suit day.
Obviously,
okay?
yeah, of course it is.
It's like a big time suit moment.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a nice Ted Baker one from Suits Direct. So there you go.
Got the suit ready.
Yeah, suit ready. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
me.
I'm imagining there's a pretty strong chance that you might get to be pretty close to the king at some point.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, that would be incredible. I've had correspondence with the king.
Have you?
Yeah.
In what form? Tell me.
I oh, my still going a million miles an hour. Sorry.
It's like I need to give you more time to process this huge news.
When Mike told me I'd won, because obviously he rang me, he said, "Are you free for a call?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up? Everything okay?" So he rang me. I'm spread eagled on my bed, and he rang me and said, "Right, I've got news." I said, "Well, go on then, spill the beans here." And he's laughing. I said, "Well, he can't get the words out because he's laughing." And he says, "Hey, you know, we've nominated you for this award." I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You may or may not have won it." I was just like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Absolutely incredible. He said, "Yeah, you've won the regionals for England." And I fell right off the bed. I was like, "Oh my God." And then I got him, mum going downstairs, "Brandon, what's up?" And I ran down the stairs, "Oh, I've won it." Oh, it was, yeah. So this is like a million times.
What's your mum going to say?
Oh, my mum. Oh,
What's she going to say? She's going to freak out.
I'm hoping my mum can come
Yeah.
to the ceremony.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would, because I mean, she couldn't come to the last one because she was working. But it would be great if my mum and dad could both come.
Yeah. If you get to meet the king, what are you going to say?
I'd just say thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for setting up the trust, and ultimately, thank you for changing my life. And as I say, I've had correspondence with him. I sent him a tactile portrait of His Majesty and Queen Camilla.
Oh, wow.
And another one of Prince William and Princess Kate. And I said, I just wanted to thank you for setting up the King's Trust. Thank you for everything you've done. This is the business. This is who we are. And as a thank you, I just want to provide you with this tactile artwork featuring Your Majesty. And he wrote back. I got a letter back from the palace saying thank you very much for your thoughtful gift. I've actually got it framed in my office.
Yeah, two, right?
Thank you very much for your thoughtful gift. It's a really nice thing for the king to receive, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. And we're glad the King's Trust has helped you out so much.
Oh, it's so
my
brilliant.
mum texted me and said, "Brandon, you've got mail," with like a laughing face. So of course I was at work at the job centre, and I can't see the photo that she attached. I put it through my speech software. I said, "What is this?" And it just told me it's an envelope with a stamp, and I was just like, "Well, that's not helpful." And I'm thinking, why would mum tell me that I've just got normal mail? So I went around to somebody I was very friendly with at the job centre, and I said, "What is this? What is this photo?" And she's like, "Oh my God," she says, That's got the Buckingham Palace seal on it.
Oh, the most exciting envelope ever.
Yeah, it was. So of course then I'm itching to get home. I'm just like, well, come on, 5 o'clock needs to come and hurry up so I can go home and have a look. But yeah, my goodness.
Brandon, I'm so unbelievably chuffed for you. What a day, what a moment. There is more excitement to come with the ceremony itself. And as I said, you are such a deserving winner. Now, when anyone comes onto the Happy Place podcast, I always finish with this question, and I'd love to put this to you. Where is your happy place?
My happy place is on the Plymouth Barbican, walking by the seafront. Maybe my local boathouse restaurant with my family and friends and pooches.
Oh, I love that answer. Being by the sea is the best.
It is.
The best.
Yeah, we're really lucky. We live so close to it. And
Yeah.
a lot of our customers live that way as well. Big shout out to Moments Cafe and Lisbon Bakery, and of course the Boathouse and Olive and Twist. All of you guys so close to the Barbican. It means we can just come and pop along and have a little walk along the seafront as well.
I reckon you'll probably be getting a few free meals out of that one as well, actually, Brandon. So no bad thing to shout out.
Who knows? No, our customers are so close to the Barbican. It's literally a case of, oh, we're in town. Should we just go along on the Barbican?
Yeah, love it.
Mike loves the Barbican as much as I do. So, and of course my grandma as well. I quite often, every couple of weeks, go for breakfast at my local cafe, or if the weather's nice, we go for lunch.
Oh,
and
that's
the
so
Boathouse,
nice.
we share the same birthday, so the Boathouse is our birthday treat every year.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
We both love the Barbican as well. So yeah, that's definitely my happy place.
Oh, I love it. Well, look, Brandon,
I'm really crying over it.
I'm so over the moon for you, and I just hope you have the best time at the ceremony. And thank you so much for being on Happy Place.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you for the wonderful news. Thank you for everything, and thank you to the King's Trust as well.